Sri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Patage Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 3 of Kishkindha Kanda. In this, the last chapter, Rama and Lakshmana, they approach the lake Pampa, which is by the side of the Rishamuka mountain, with the intention to meet Sugriva, who is living in the Rishamuka mountain. And on seeing these two strangers wandering around Pampa Lake, Sugriva is filled with anxiety because assuming them to be the messengers of Wali who came to hunt him. So then, seeing his anxious mood, Hanuman tried to console him. His Hanuman is his one of the counselor. He tried to console Sugriva, saying that we need to first find out who these strangers are. They may not be the messengers of Wali. They may be really good people. And then Sugriva told him to go in the guise of an ascetic and then find out who exactly they are by observing their facial reaction, by observing their bodily action while Hanuman is talking to them. He told him to find out who exactly, whether they are friends or the enemies. At the command of the magnanimous Sugriva, Hanuman with one bound left the mountain Rishamuka and placed himself in the path of the two Raghavas. Discarding his monkey form, Hanuman, the son of Maruta, by the power of illusion, assumed the guise of a wandering monk and in gentle and pleasing tones addressed those two brothers with humility, paying obeisance to them. Approaching those two heroes, that foremost of monkeys praised them as they deserved, offering them every courtesy, and in accord with Sugriva's wish, spoke graciously to them, saying, O ascetics of renowned penance, who are full of faith and valor, and who resemble the rishis and the gods, why have you come to this region, sowing fear among the herds of deer and other denizens of the forest, surveying the trees on every side that grows on the borders of Pampa, that lake of sparkling waves, the splendor of which you enhance with your radiance, O heroes of great daring, O valiant strangers, who are you? Whose skin gleams like gold and who are clad in robes of bark, possessing strong arms, you who are sighing deeply and whose sight inspires fear in all beings, you have the air of lions or warriors who are full of courage and heroism, armed as you are with bows resembling Indras, the destroyer of your enemies, full of majesty and beauty, mighty as great bulls, your arms resembling the trunks of elephant, radiant and first among men, youthful, illumining the king of the mountains with your effulgence, you who are worthy of ruling kingdoms and like unto the gods, what purpose brings you here? O heroes, whose eyes are as large as lotus petals, who wear your matted locks coiled like crowns on your heads, who resemble each other. Have you come here from the celestial region? Verily, the sun and moon have descended to earth of their own free will. O broad chested warriors, you who are men yet have the aspects of divine beings, whose shoulders are like unto the lions, who are endowed with great strength and resemble two bulls intoxicated with desire, whose large and massive arms look like clubs that should be adorned with every kind of ornaments, yet you bear none. It seems that you are both worthy of ruling the whole earth, whose decorations are the Vindhya and Meru mountains with their lakes and forests, How beautiful are your shining bows, glistening with perfumed paste, covered with gold and shining like the maze of Indra. The two quivers also filled with sharp, death dealing, and formidable arrows resembling hissing snakes. Your two swords of immense length and size, encrusted with fine gold, gleam like serpents that have just cast their slough. But why do you not answer me? While explaining all these things, while explaining their own capabilities, their own strength, their own and boosting his through his explanation, Hanumanta, throughout his conversation, he was observing the facial expressions of Rama and Lakshmana, and by their facial expressions, he could able to calculate and he could able to estimate whether these people are from the side of Wali, whether they are hunters or whether they are really good people worthy of developing a friendship. And slowly, after observing their inner capabilities, it's basically people do think that he is reading the mind. Nobody can exactly read the mind. One can read the facial expression. By reading their facial expression, now Hanuman is slowly introducing his king Sugriva in order to find out whether there will be a change in their facial expression immediately on mentioning Sugriva. Sugriva is the name of that virtuous king of the Vanaras, that hero banished by his brother who roams the earth in great distress. I have come here under the orders of that magnanimous one, the chief of the great Vanaras. The illustrious Sugriva desires your friendship. Know me to be his minister, a Vanara, the son of Pavana, ranging where I please, and coming here under the guise of a wandering monk from the Rishamoka mountain in order to please him. Having addressed those two heroes, Rama and Lakshmana, in discreet and courteous terms, Hanuman fell silent, and hearing that speech, the blessed Rama, delighted, addressed Lakshmana, who stood beside him, saying, "This is the minister of the king of the Vanaras, the magnanimous Sugriva, whom I seek. O Saumitri, answer Sugriva's counselor, who is eloquent and warm hearted, and the subduer of his enemies in courteous terms. Only one versed in the Rigveda and who is conversant with Ajurveda and the Samaveda would only speak like this Hanuma, this person. He has studied grammar thoroughly, and though he has spoken at length, it has been void of any error in that. I see nothing to offend either in his mouth, his eyes, his brow, limbs, or attitude. That means all his bodily communication, that those non-verbal communications or body movements are in sync with what he is speaking. That actually, if your body movements are in sync with what you speak, that shows you are a genuine person and not basically imitating or not basically doing any act in order to cheat the persons in front of you. His speech is neither lacking in fullness, depth, assurance, or distinction. His voice issues from his breast is clear, modulated tones. He expresses himself with admirable felicity without any hesitation. His tone is harmonious and moves the heart agreeably. What enemy, having drawn his sword, would not be disarmed by the charm of that voice that enunciates each syllable so perfectly? O irreproachable prince, the king who employs messengers gifted with such talent is certain to succeed in all his undertakings, since they are enchanted at the very outset by such eloquence. On this, Saumitri addressed that eloquent minister of Sugriva's in well chosen words, saying, O sage, We have been told of the great attributes of Sugriva and are at this moment looking for the king of the Vanaras. That which he commands, he we will carry out. That which he commands, he we will carry out on your instructions, O excellent Hanuman. If you observe the words of Saumitri, he is clearly putting out saying that we are here, we know about Sugriva, and we would like to do as what he commands and as you have instructed. That he is mentioning that they are here to develop a friendly relation with Sugriva with a clear voice, clear words that gave the confidence to Hanuman to accept them as a welcoming guest, and both Rama and Lakshmana will be well received by the Vanaras. That is how exactly one should be speaking in order to be successful in their ventures. When he heard this gracious speech, that monkey born of Pavana, who wished nothing more than that Sugriva should triumph, resolved to bring about a friendly alliance between Rama and his master. Thus ended chapter 3 of Kishkindha Kanda in Ramayana. Namaste Sharada Devi Kashmira Puravasini Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam Vidya Danancha Dehime.